Hello, I'm Kitegirl, Annabelle Drumm. I'm so pleased you're here. You may remember a video that I did a short while ago on the masculine and feminine aspects of leadership. Now today I wanted to look at those aspects again, but instead looking at a partnership or a marriage. The two roles are played out each in a 50-50 contribution to the success of the overall partnership. And what makes up these two roles? Well, one is what I'll call the warrior. That's the one who goes out and takes on the world. And the other is what I'll call the fortress maker, the one who provides the strong foundation, a home base for the warrior to come back to once the day is done. They're also the emotional support, the wind beneath the wings to raise the warrior to their highest potential. Now, we've all heard the saying, behind every great man is a great woman. Traditionally, we have always seen the warrior being the masculine aspect and therefore the man's role, and the fortress maker or homemaker as the woman's role because it's the feminine aspect. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that each of us has both a masculine and a feminine aspect to ourselves, and we have a choice as to which aspect we use in any given circumstance. So you might have a very ambitious, hard-hitting woman warrior and a supportive, down-to-earth fortress maker of a man. I think gay couples understand this better than most of us because they can see both the feminine and masculine aspects of each other. Now, if you're working alone without a partner, you have to take on both roles, which is a very big job. It makes reaching your full potential so much more of a challenge, while your attention is split over both roles. When you have a double income couple, things can start to slip. You might have a fortress maker who has to work to bring in enough income, and providing they do it simply for that reason and not to take on the world, then it can still work. However, when both partners want to be warriors, though, the foundations of the fortress become slippery, and sometimes it can completely disappear. Who are you to defend if you have no fortress? You're going to end up like Spartacus, roaming up and down the countryside, beating people up for the thrill of it, which will eventually bring about your demise. So without a lot of work put in by both partners to be a warrior as well as a fortress maker to support each other, that double career relationship cannot fully stretch either person to their full potential. One big problem I see in the world today is the general emphasis on the glory of the warrior. Being successful, being ambitious, making more than anybody else, having more than anything else. That's become all that anybody ever talks about. Because so much less glory is placed on the fortress maker, both parties underestimate the true value of the role, when the fortress maker is in fact due 50% of the credit for making a great warrior. When I think about it, I've seen quite a few cases in my coaching clients. The warrior sees no value in the fortress maker and decides to leave. What a pitiful fortress, they say. I can do it without you. Then they leave and their world promptly falls apart. I saw this happen in my own marriage too. I know now that I am a fantastic fortress maker. That's what makes me a good business coach too. It's the same skills, that unspoken, unbreakable intent to see my warrior clients succeed. When you have someone like that on your side, someone that sees and believes in your goals without any of your doubts and fears that might be preventing you from moving ahead, the likelihood of your success is almost guaranteed. Looking back at my marriage, I don't blame my warrior for underestimating me in those days. The problem is that I underestimated me. I had no idea what huge value there was in me being a fortress maker. I watched my husband's career soar, and I knew that I was involved, but I had never really put it into words. So when he left, looking upon me as some vulgar liability, I had nothing to say to defend myself. So this is where we can start the change. I can ask warriors to appreciate their fortress makers more, and I'm sure they've heard it all before. But I think the biggest change that we can make is for fortress makers to more fully understand that emotional support, that intent to see their warrior grow and succeed, that backup, the wind beneath the wings, is a massive and valued contribution. If you have a good partnership but undervalue your role as a fortress maker, you might try to be a warrior as well, just to get some sort of satisfaction, and trying to prove yourself that you're doing what you're doing in life is worthwhile. But once we fully understand this great value of the fortress maker, maybe those ambitions will diminish and we can once again be satisfied in supporting the warrior to grow as big as they can. Here is the clincher though. Once the fortress maker fully realizes their contribution, the warrior will reflect that. Just like me in my own marriage, my warrior was only reflecting back to me my own lack of worthiness. If I valued myself and my contribution, actually put it into words for myself and had pride in the rock foundation that I was creating, my warrior would see that too without me ever having to mention it to him. We all communicate on deeper levels without words. All of us. Even on the street, we pick up the vibe of other people and reflect back to them their own thoughts and expectations. It's a sophisticated dance. So let's make the dance for the rest of this life be one that we enjoy dancing. Look for ways that you contribute. Feel how good it is to support each other. Be the cheerleader. Be the solid rock foundation. Give as you would receive. Once you sow the seeds of value in yourself, you'll soon be reaping the rewards in a closer relationship with your ever more successful warrior. I'm Kitegirl, Annabelle Drumm. Subscribe for more thought-provoking videos, and thank you for watching.